Imagine that you're on a plane with the most dangerous criminals in the world. You have to steal all their money without getting caught, and if you don't, your family will be killed. How would you do it? Let's start at the beginning. Edge is a professional thief who, with the help of his crew, is trying to get into a museum and steal a valuable painting. It turns out that someone hacked into their network and the museum's security was tipped off. Edge and his crew do manage to escape, but now Edge leaves empty-handed and he, unfortunately, owes a lot of money to crime lords and mob bosses. This situation forces Edge to go to a mob kingpin named the Rumble. The Rumble reveals that he paid off all of Edge's debt, which means he owns Edge. In order to pay him back, Edge has to rob the Money Plane. The Money Plane is an airborne casino where the most dangerous and wealthiest criminals make the biggest and craziest bets. There are millions of dollars in cash on board the plane and $1 billion worth of crypto. The Rumble tells Edge that if he's able to steal all the money, then he and his crew will be debt-free. Edge is reluctant at first, but the Rumble warns him that if he doesn't agree, then Edge's family will die. With the stakes higher than ever, Edge agrees and he and his crew begin to create a plan. Edge will pretend to be a human trafficker and board the Money Plane. Trey, one of Edge's crew members, will pretend to be Edge's right-hand man, while the other crew member, Isabella, will disguise herself as a flight attendant. Meanwhile, the last crew member, Iggy, will be on the ground watching surveillance cameras and be the beacon for the crypto transfer. The plan is, once they board the plane, to create a distraction. This will allow Edge to take control of the cockpit. Isabella will then find the vault with the cash, while Trey hacks in and begins transferring the crypto. After that, Edge, Trey, and Isabella will go to the cargo hold and parachute out of the plane and escape. The team agrees and prepares to pull off the heist tomorrow. That night, one of Edge's friends, Harry, makes a surprise visit. The two talk, and Harry tells Edge that he needs to trust his instincts. Edge doesn't know if he can, after he made a big mistake years ago that got him into the mess he's in. Edge tells Harry to look after his family, which Harry agrees to do. Harry also mentions he'll look into what happened that caused the museum heist to go wrong. The next day, Edge and the crew get ready to pull off their biggest heist yet. All three get on the Money Plane without any issue. Once everyone is seated, the host welcomes them and warns them of Money Plane's zero-tolerance cheating policy. If anyone is suspected of cheating, they will be killed. After that, everyone heads to the casino section of the plane to start gambling and playing games. Edge joins them and begins a game of Texas Hold'em. After playing for a bit, Edge excuses himself and Trey takes his place, allowing Edge to begin taking over the cockpit. Meanwhile, Isabella begins looking for the vault with the cash inside. Trey keeps everyone distracted while Edge gets into the cockpit and takes out the pilot. Unfortunately, there's also a co-pilot. The two begin to fight, causing the plane to swerve. Finally, Edge is able to incapacitate the co-pilot and take control of the Money Plane. Trey tries to slip away to get to the crypto servers, but is stopped by the host, who lets him know the next game is ready to be played. As they walk, the host suddenly kills a man due to him cheating on a game of cards. Isabella begins searching the plane for the vault with the cash, while Edge gets the plane into position to transfer the crypto. Trey is stuck playing games, and we see the sick and horrific things that these criminals are betting on. It gets so disgusting that Trey is forced to run to the bathroom and throw up. In the meantime, Isabella accidentally bumps into a guard. He gets suspicious, but she seduces him before he can alert anyone else and then takes him out. Isabella then uses the man's body to unlock the safe and find the cash. As this is happening, Edge gets a call from Harry. He tells the radar superstar that the Rumble already owned the painting that Edge was trying to steal. Also, the painting just so happened to be moved out of the museum the night before Edge and his crew pulled their heist. The whole thing was a setup. Edge tells Trey and Isabella the news, but he says they are too deep into the heist and need to continue with the plan. Isabella and Trey head back to the main area before they draw suspicion. Unbeknownst to them, one of the criminals has been watching. Edge contacts Harry again and tells him they need to go to Plan B, while Harry reminds Edge to trust his gut. Trey then heads back to the crypto servers and begins the transfer. At the same time, the criminal that was spying comes back with a henchman to confront Trey and Isabella. All four begin fighting, and thanks to Isabella's skills, they're able to kill the two criminals. Unfortunately, on the ground, Iggy gets gunned down by a group of armed soldiers and can't complete the crypto transfer. Edge tells Isabella and Trey to instead transfer the crypto to an SSD drive. However, this will alert the criminal's security system and they'll be able to trace it back to Edge and his crew. Luckily, Edge has a plan B. On the ground, Harry is controlling a drone and begins shooting at the soldiers, allowing Iggy to free himself. Edge then calls the Rumble and starts taunting him and says he's nothing compared to the criminals on the Money Plane. This angers the Rumble, and he says he's better than all of them and commands Edge Edge to get back to work and steal the money. Edge doesn't give Rumble the answer he wants, which causes the Rumble to send armed men to Edge's home. Unfortunately for them, Harry is home and he takes them out one by one. Edge then meets up with Isabella and Trey. They decide to transfer the $1 billion worth of crypto to charities anonymously so it can't be traced. Edge then calls the Rumble one final time. The Rated R superstar plays a recording of the Rumble mocking the criminals on the money plane and admitting he wants to steal from them over the intercom. This basically makes the Rumble a dead man, and with him no longer alive, Edge and his crew will be debt-free. Edge, Isabella, and Trey prepare to jump out of the plane while also taunting the Rumble and throwing the cash away. The Rumble loses it, and in his rage, he discovers a tracking device under his table. He realizes that Edge had secretly placed it there back at the beginning. Armed soldiers start approaching the Rumble's complex, meaning that his death is imminent. 3 months have now passed, and we find out that Edge and his crew found the painting they originally were trying to steal. They plan on selling it for $60 million and splitting it between themselves and Harry so they can all retire. Now that he is debt-free, Edge joins his family and can live in peace. John Cena's girlfriend gets kidnapped, and to save her, he must survive 12 life or death challenges. To see that, watch the video on screen.